homes that we live in, they hold stories. They hold the energies of the past. When you have walked into a room or you've walked into a home and you're like, oh man, like it just feels like weird. I don't know, it feels like icky. You know, you just don't have the words to explain what you feel. All of these emotions manifest as hurt and sadness and anger and grief, but what you feel is off. You may feel as confused, or what you may feel is like the inability to settle. That might not be about you. There's a lot of it that does have to do with you, but it also has to do with the environment that we live in. You know, when I first started to really understand how the energy of a home could affect me, I was going through a lot of things personally as well. I was letting go of a career that didn't serve me anymore. I was letting go of an old identity that my entire life had been built around. I was letting go of expectations that I brought into my adult life. And as I grew and as I continued to work on myself, I realized that I wasn't moving forward, like in the way that I thought I should be moving forward. And I would sit in my home and I would feel sad in certain parts and I would feel anxious in other rooms. And I built this whole meditation room, you know, where I could have my own Zen space and I could sit and I could meditate and really connect with my inner self. And sometimes when I would walk out of that room, there would be like this energetic wave that would just come at me and it would almost like try to like erase every sense of like calm that I had had. And I'm like, what is in my house? Like what is happening right now? So I sat in the rooms of my house for hours at times. And I'm like, I would like to feel what I feel. And there were certain rooms where I felt anger. And there were certain rooms where I felt deep, deep sadness and despair and like bottom of the barrel despair. Another room where I just was always like activated with like this feeling of like anxiety and I didn't know where it came from. In my garage, I would always feel like fearful, like what's happening? Like, and they were just vibrations. After months of my own research and months of feeling these things inside my house, I started experimenting with Reiki and clearing out different rooms and clearing spaces and clearing myself and seeing like, let me see if this makes a difference. I feel like I'm really here to like move these things out of the way. I would move them out of the way, and then instinctively I would always bring flowers into the house. And the next day it felt better. And I started reading and researching more about the meaning of flowers and the power of flowers and the energy of flowers. And I was curious. I'm like, why does my home feel better when I bring flowers in it? Why does it feel a couple months? I realized that I was like collecting my own data, you know? I'm like, my home feels better when I do Reiki and then when I bring flowers into it. Why is that happening? So I started researching the power of flowers, the meaning of flowers, the energy of flowers. And what occurred to me is that as I was clearing things out of my house and like moving energy out and moving it out, I was bringing new intentions in using these different types of flowers. And the vibration of my home started to change. It started to feel lighter. It started to feel brighter, joyful. I started to have more confidence in myself. I started to have these visions about what my life was really going to be. I started having this courage to do more, to make these videos, to talk to you, to write about it, to make it known of what I was doing because I wanted to bring it into the world so people could benefit the way I have benefited. I started researching flowers and I realized that the lotus flower brings enlightenment. And I started thinking about, well, if my house feels dark, the lotus flower brings light, enlightenment, and clarity. I started thinking about the identity deaths that I had had and like the deaths that I have had through my life, like not only myself, but my mom, some other things. And the daffodil is about rebirth. The daffodil is about joy and vibrancy and starting again. And I started having different visions and different manifestations. And lily of the valley is one of the flowers that brings manifestations into your reality. It allows you to open your mind, your third eye, to see with clarity what you're capable of and what your life can be. And when I thought about the flatness, the disconnection, the emptiness, the distrust, I started thinking about the primrose. And the primrose is what brings harmony to relationships, to intimate relationships, to friendships, to familial relationships, to all relationships. It brings in a sense of compassion. It brings in a sense of self-love. It brings in a sense of unconditional love. And it allows you to form new pathways, new relationships, new bonds, new fabrics, and new commitments in your life. And I started thinking about all the fear that I held, the fear that I held of being myself, the fear that I had if I spoke, if I was authentically myself, what would happen? What would people think? And I needed the King Protea in my life. I needed courage. I needed bravery, just like I needed it when I left the city and when I moved here, when I reset my life, when I let my job and my old career dissolve in favor of a new and a better life that I knew was waiting for me. King Protea and courage and bravery are the one flower that is so powerful that helps to overcome fear. It was like one of the first that ever came to me. The King Protea flower gave me the courage to do the things, to take the first step, to have the flower stand, to grow the flowers, to do the floral design, to do the garden design, to tell people that I love Reiki, that I have been doing Reiki for years, that I have been doing multiple energetic modalities for years as part of a way to heal myself. The King Protea symbolizes courage, and the essence from that flower is so powerful that it lifts up your spirit and puts you exactly where you need to be. It gives you the bravery to take the first step. It gives you the bravery to open the door. It gives you the bravery and the courage to send the email. It gives you the courage to make the video. It gives you the courage to put yourself out there. It gives you the courage to date. It gives you the courage to start the business. Courage is the thing that we need most of in this world. Think about the lion from The Wizard of Oz. Everybody needed courage. So when you're thinking about an energetic alignment in yourself, in your body, or in your home, think of it as something that is like a dry cleaning. It just removes. It cancel, clears, deletes. It takes away what doesn't belong. It takes away what doesn't serve you. Metaphors could be like, it takes away the scent, it takes away the smell, it takes away the dirt, it takes away the residue, it takes away the lint. After you've dry cleaned it, you have a very porous sweater that is ready for something new. It is ready for a new experience. And now you have these floral essences that we can bring in. We can bring in the King Protea for courage. We can bring in the primrose for love and harmony. We can bring in the daffodil for rebirth and joy and vibrancy. We can bring in the lily of the valley for new visions and manifestations. And we can bring in the lotus flower for enlightenment, because the lotus flower is what gives us clarity at the center of who we are and how we see the whole world, to help you set the new intentions and fill that space that we have just created a void with the Reiki. You're gonna know if you are in a home or an office space or a hotel or a retreat center or an Airbnb, and you're gonna know if there's an energetic feeling, a vibration that just is unsettling to you, that is different from the core vibration that you hold. You can take a pause and you can be like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? It's not mine. It's a sense of discernment. And that's when you can start to really think, well, wow, what can I do in my home to clear out this, which is not mine, and bring in something that feels much more core to who I want to be? Love, light, clarity, courage, bravery, whatever it is, you have the power to raise your hand and say, I would like my house to feel better. We all deserve to live in a beautiful sanctuary that allows us to live our life to the best and the fullest that we could possibly ever imagine.